Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Once again, bringing another COH2 replay. This is a 4v4 on Port of Hamburg with Seraphim, European, Vega, Mark, 99, versing Mad Dog, Lucky Noob, Dexter 3D, and... Wow, okay, wait, great way to start off. Let's double check to see who this guy is. Weeaboo, thank you Weeaboo for playing this round, and hopefully we'll see how things go. If you want to know who submitted this game, well, I mean, other than the bro fest we have over here, Mark99, thank you very much for submitting this replay. Jesus fucking Christ. I think we know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we know what's going to happen in this game, if you can see this. And what the hell is going over there? What is going on? In any case, if you want to submit your own replay with a lot of dick sucking, you can do so via my Gmail or the COH2 shoutcast on COH2.org. So check that out. Also, just letting you know, this will be the last COH2 replay because I'm going to be exclusively doing Iron Harvest. Or, you know, if it was out, I would be doing Iron Harvest. Because holy fuck, I just realized that a video I did like quickly, I'm like, hey, let me just check it out. It's already like one of my top videos, like if not the top video of the month, and I'm like, how the fuck? So yeah, expect, if you are interested in Iron Harvest, definitely tune into more content coming out very soon, as soon as the multiplayer portion opens back up again. So yeah, if you don't know what Iron Harvest is, it looks like COH2 except 1920s, and you're like, oh, that sucks. Where are the tanks? And then if I told you there are mechs instead. So while a battle goes on down south, with the Axis desperately trying to take back this point from the Allies, which, good job Allies, taking this area. A Vega, nice MG, can hold back the men just outside of pretty much this thing's range, just in case they threw some men in the building to open fire. But no, we put the MG outside, which is a bad idea. Maybe put in the building for additional cover, and that way it doesn't get suppressed. But now the American forces and British forces should be able to take this point. So that's a very critical, very good fuel point if the Allies can hold it for them. Now, they don't have these points, but again, they're trying to go for the major points before going for those. And I'm kind of the mixed point where some of those secondary points can be as valuable, if not more valuable, than the main points. But in any case, we have a Maxim opening fire, suppressing the OKW's forces, causing them to retreat. Alright, Mad Dog, at least you didn't go what everyone else picked. So I'll give you that. You didn't go artillery, but I swear to Christ, if this guy goes... If Lucky Noob goes artillery, I'm literally... It's going to be an Arty war. Like, the guy mentioned it, but I'm not going to... I don't want to take people's values, because sometimes people say, oh, look at this unit, and I watch it, it's like, it's not that great. But I find something else, I'm like, that was incredible. So, yeah, it's like the guy who said, oh, well, look at my awesome... there was a recent one. Look at the awesome airstrikes. And I'm like, the airstrikes are fine, but the real MVP of the game was the assault NGs versus the Grenadiers. That's the thing I liked. So, you know, sometimes it's a little different from what people send me. Or at least they find something maybe at a little different angle. Speaking of different angles, Pioneer Squad coming in from behind, most likely to flank this Vickers. Not going to work. Royal Engineers are probably more potent than these engineers. I mean Pioneers. Plus the American infantry's there, the ambulance, yeah, they're fine. The only way this thing will live and do damage is if no one's paying attention, no one does absolutely anything. But, yeah, he's already sending troops over. That's absolutely not going to happen. It's just, yeah, he's going to retreat. So, unless you have a plan, not going to work. We do have Vickers machine gun. Not Vickers. Verkettenwerfer, I think, firing on the Vickers machine gun. Well, that poor Pioneer Squad. Yeah, if it was stay there any longer, it would have died. Mortar team's opening fire in that position. And again, they have double mortar. Not really a mortar spam, in my opinion. Alright, Volk Squad's a little more potent. Fire grenade getting thrown, I'm assuming a incendiary to destroy the mortar emplacement. They could harden. And they are trying to keep it alive right now. Volk Squad's trying to target, open fire, and try to burn out the engineers and troops. I got a couple, wow, 30 munition grenades. I mean, 60 total. That thing's almost dead. Now, they should be able to push this sucker back. Vickers, for some reason, isn't... Oh, they turned it. Okay. Although, the Volk Squad is not going to make it. Sure, they threw another grenade on here, and it might actually... Oh my god, so fucking close. It's not even fun. Yep, he has to retreat. This thing's alive! It's alive! Now they just need to make sure the enemy mortar fire doesn't come in and kill it. It'll be fine. He's going to move over here and try to throw another fire grenade, but I think this thing will be in good enough health to where it's not going to work. We'll see. I could be very wrong, but I feel like as long as the Royal Engineers aren't burned to a crisp while healing, they'll be fine. Well, he stopped preparing, so they weren't fine. That's my excuse. Any case, we look up north, or, you know, the other fuel point. You can actually see the Germans are doing a damn good job pushing back the Allies. Allies so far only got European pride with heavy cavalry. Interesting. He's got a lot of mortar support, so not really a lot of front lines, which can be very big risk because of this. As you can see here, they're just chucking a fire grenade, and now that guy's dead. Any case, troops moving on in, trying to hold him off. We got a Vickers machine gun opening fire on that Volk squad. Hopefully they can hold him back. Hopefully. Universal Carrier opening fire as well. They should be more than capable of mowing that thing down. Especially with the Universal Carrier being upgraded with the MG. That thing will just shred. Now, they did do a Panzerfaust, which I'm actually very surprised he did that. And he lived because of the double suppression going on. But maybe I'm missing something here. This thing should not engage because another Panzerfaust and it's fucked. So, expect a dead Universal Carrier very soon. Or not. He actually threw a fire grenade on them instead of killing the Universal Carrier, which would have been a kill instead of just a slow kill. Wait, did he go? Okay, he didn't. Okay. Any case, support gun opening fire. The Germans are just putting in a lot of pressure, although we have some reinforcements coming in to kind of help out. Verkenwerfer's there, though, so I don't think the armored car is going to do too much. Actually, we did forget to check rank. I apologize. Let's do that real quick. So I do this, again, just because people, sometimes people want to know. I used to do playtime, and then Steam updated, so I can no longer see playtime, so, yeah, go figure. But overall, we can see here that it looks like the Allies have a slight lead in total playtime. But that doesn't mean they're good, because, again, I've seen low-ranked players, or at least that rank, do very well, and I've seen high-ranked players act like idiots. So, again, it differs. Now, it looks like the Axis are counterattacking. We do have a mortar half-track moving on in from Weeaboo. Weeaboo's trying, and looks like they actually managed to push back a lot of allied forces in the region, which sucks, but we can see here a combined allied assault because Avega redistributed his men and actually is killing the medic post. Now, we can see here that there's 3 OKW, so again, he can most likely probably use another base of operations to heal if necessary, such as going all the way over there. But in the meantime, that is a big loss for him. He did lose a base, and looks like the Axis have been thoroughly pushed out of this region, which should allow the Axis to move up. Now, we do have a Soviet player over here, but we do have a British player as well, and I'm assuming that British player might want to fortify, and actually moving up this way and using Sexton artillery, which he has picked, should be a good vantage point to open fire not only on these positions and even the base, but actually operational capacity to hit anywhere on the map. So it could be very interesting indeed. Anyway, we have a Puma by Lucky Noob, which I'm actually surprised Mad Dog did deploy one. I mean, yes, he is going elite armored, so he's deploying scout cars so he can get additional resources. But usually you go Puma because you can equip that with the high explosive anti-tank rounds. And through live stream plays that I've done, that thing can be very potent and extremely powerful to, well, like vehicles and even medium vehicles if you just fire from range. Speaking of which, armor car, also picked by Avega, so no Bofors this game from the British. I mean, both British players have picked armored car, which makes them a little bit more mobile instead of defensive, and I think that's a good idea because of the fact that they're moving so much of their army back and forth. I feel like having a Bofer down would limit that, whereas an armored car kind of provides more additional support. Though again, the armored car is really only viable in like the first probably 20 minutes of the game. Sure, just like a Stuart, you can use this later game, but it becomes incredibly difficult to keep that thing alive, especially if you're a newer player compared to a Bofors, where it's so defensive oriented. That can be very hard to uncrack it, but unfortunately there is a range and limit to what it can do, so again, you have to watch out. But again, there was a time where a Bofors worth 280 manpower and 30 fuel were killing Panzer IVs worth 350 manpower and 120 or 25 fuel. I think it was 125, and then he lowered it around that point. Now, in any case, looks like we have Axis forces coming on in. Puma trying to move on in. Machine guns, though, opening fire, meaning to suppress the infantry. And, again, it will cause, I believe, a little bit of damage to this armored car. So we'll see how things go. This thing is being panzerfausted to Kingdom Come for Ken Warfare gaining position. Might survive because of the truck here and the smoke. We shall see. Nope. Not enough. Not enough. Armored car now deploying. Puma needs to fall back. I know the armored car would probably lose against the Puma, in my opinion. The Puma is weaker, so that's why I would probably say that the armored car needs to get out. Because, again, both have smoke. Both have specials, but I think the Puma has specials a little bit better. Ooh, good shot on the Universal Carrier. Again, good job on the Axis for gaining for Cannon Warfers. Again, around the 10-minute mark, they have AT. Kind of important. You'd be surprised how many people, you know, don't have AT. So, just one of those things. In any case, let's double check Axis. And, oh my god, yeah, he went fortifications. Double fortifications, boys. I wonder what they're going to use. I wonder. But actually, they're in a deficit right now because the Allies have recon abilities. They have direct strikes with both the Concentration Barrage and Air Supremacy. And also they have an IO2 bomb strike. This is bad because they can knock out the artillery. So if they focus on it, they're going to die. My recommendation to a team playing COH2, because I know a lot of people play with friends, make sure you have a guy who has an ability for recon or an American player because they can deploy recon with their major. Have that. Usually I like the Soviet recon where it's constantly circling, or like the command vehicle for the British will also do that. Make sure you have something in that regard for that. And then on the flip side, have a direct strike so you can counteract enemy artillery. So if you're allies, you would have, let's say, a counterattacks, because it has recon, with someone going IL-2 or time on target or something along those lines. And comparatively for the Axis, you would have someone go with special operations for recon, you know, flares for recon, and then maybe a Stuka bomb strike. That way you can counteract a lot of artillery that people like to use. That bundle grenade is going to really hurt. Yep, there it goes. The bundle, anyway, so that way you can counteract artillery. Not just that, you can also hit enemy forward bases with airstrikes. You can do a lot of different maneuvers and techniques to really harass the enemy and stop their artillery from being that effective. The only way that can really stop is if you have AA, but even if you have AA, it takes a lot of AA to shoot down planes effectively and very quickly before they even have a shot of radar. And in some recon, it can't be shot down immediately, or has a harder time being shot down. I believe the major plane's a little bit harder to shoot down, and I know you can't, again, shoot down the Special Operations recon because it's flares. Or in the Soviets also have flares that they can deploy, and the British have flares they can deploy from like some of their emplacements and whatnot. So again, it just depends. Nice artillery though by the British neutralizes the half track, and actually we can see there, yes, he used concentration barrage because we know because he used airburst shells. If I go quickly on there, bingo, he hasn't picked anything yet, so he doesn't have the airburst shell ability, but once you use this ability, you still get it. So very nice. Although, oh boy, you may want to move that Volk squad. You are probably going to get fucked, good sir. Well, at least the AT gun was knocked out. Anyway, looks like the Germans have learned. Oh no, they actually broke through. That's a bad idea, especially with a Stuka right there. I guess they're trying to move around. There is a mine right there, which the Puma has to watch out for. And they still have to watch out with the... I'm surprised there isn't an MG facing this direction. Like, what is this MG doing? Why not place it going this way? Though he stop infantry from moving on through. Now, the Puma, it did disappear, so the Puma could still be affected by that mine. Meanwhile, it looks like we can see down here that European is basically on defense on far left, and he's at least harassing Mad Dog, which is good. I think as long as he's harassing and keeping Mad Dog pinned down at that location, that's going to help his team. Now, it looks like the Germans are very quietly preparing an assault over here. They're gathering their men, Stuka's preparing the fire, and most likely they're going to use it to preemptively attack. Now, it looks like he tried to knock out the MG, but instead he just hit the mortars. The mortar and the, what's it called? The support gun. Jesus, I can't talk. We do have a glider there, so we can reinforce. Again, that's a benefit this glider, I believe, the insertion glider. Yes, it's red, so it's his insertion glider. You can see here that I can reinforce. Again, pretty damn cool. Now, again, AT forces from the guard troops, along with everything else, opening fire, managed to knock out the Puma, so good for him. We have some armor pushing it in mid. That's a Panzer IV. Wow, okay, Allies has a Katusha already. They do have some long-range stuff and some heavy tanks, so they have a nice wide variety of abilities for the Allies. The Axis are really, really focusing on artillery. Mad Dog did change to something else, so he did go something a little bit unique. But like I said, this is more versing infantry. And I know, of course, they could always get a King Tiger, but but at least doctrine-wise, they don't like have a Yag Tiger or an Elephant to really combat the IAC-152. The best thing they have is massive artillery, maybe a sneak attack using heat shells to do extra damage. Anyway, Panzer Grenadier, there's two guys over here, so it's going to be a little more difficult for the American player to hold. But if he uses heavy cover pretty well, and again, they can't bring up more force because the artillery coming down, he's probably going to shred these Panzer Grenadiers and at least hold this front. Meanwhile, we can see over here, Mark's like, fuck it, if you don't want me to seal it off, that's fine. I'm just going to take all your northern territory. And we look at resource-wise, that's going to greatly affect the Allies more so than the Axis, because the Allies are going to get a huge bonus on top of the Axis. So the Axis are just going to be really, like, feeling in terms of, wow, we're not getting a lot of manpower and fuel, compared to the Allies. We're like, holy shit, I can do, like, 3 bundle grenades a day. Oh, sorry, 3 grenades, like, okay, more like 2 grenades a minute. This is incredible. So, like I said, Axis is going to be definitely hurt by it. Allies are just going to be just sitting back and being wealthy. Which, by the way, just read about, I'm a twin. Don't know if anyone else of my viewers are twins. Very cool if you are. But, oh my god, this American player. Yeah, retreat. Don't let your men die. Any case, so apparently there's a documentary called 3 Identical Strangers. No idea about this thing. Or, like, its idea. But essentially, it's like a fucking Twilight Zone episode that actually happened in the United States, where a doctor literally got 3 identical twins and put them in a poor household, or I guess blue collar, like a middle class household and a rich household, and then did like constant research on all of them. And you can say, oh, as long as, you know, the parents were involved and everything in the study, that's fine. No, the parents had no idea of who adopted the kids, and the kids had no idea that there were other twins until literally one of them accidentally went to the same college, and everyone's like, hey, how you doing, so-and-so? And he's like, I have no idea who you are. So it's like one of those situations, and they found a third one. And then, of course, while they're trying to figure out, wait, how this happened, literally just like a goddamn, like, evil scientist, the the orphanage is like, oh, we have no idea what happened, you know, this stuff. And then literally in the background, they're like, damn it, they discovered our secret plans. It's like something in a movie, but everyone, I think the director was like, no one's gonna believe this. If people are gonna think this is a movie, but it's a documentary, being like, no, this is a real thing. See, I like those things based off real events, other than fake movies based off real events, like The Fourth Encounter or something like that. Literally, they said, based on a true story, that aliens literally kidnapped someone, and the footage was faked. It's one of those weird things where they even push the boundary on, oh my god, so many minds. Like the premise, but move up your fucking MG. Any case, grenade. Oh, nice, grenade on the mine. Does not set off the mine. Okay, interesting. Churchill moving up. Some nice heavy armor. Germans has artillery already. We actually have 2 artillery pieces. Okay, we have a Jagdpanzer being deployed. A Panzer IV as well. Stuka's over here. So they're already doubling down on artillery in this sector. Though Churchill, again, can take a bit of a beating. So this thing is going to be fine for a little bit of time. The Jagdpanzer is probably the biggest issue with it, as is a tank destroyer. But if this thing can hold its own, that Panzer IV is going to be really, really screwed, because it's going to have a hard time penetrating. Now, good shot, and again, it's using the extra shells, or the extra powerful shells to really penetrate. Nice smoke to get through. He's using direct fire, as we just saw there. Panzer IV debating about going forward or not. Stuka fire coming in. A little bit of damage against mortars, not much. Holy goddamn. Sarah is just like rapidly deploying Katyushas to really counter that. We have Jackson, a mortar carriage, so a little bit of everything. American player once again still giving a lot of hell to the Germans in this sector. And yeah, the Germans had to fall back in mid because there was too much AT. So with the Firefly as well, I feel like the Allies are in a pretty good position to hold. Everyone has picked something different. Again, we have one team going everything very similar, except for a very little bit, except for one guy. But the Allies entirely are unique. Well, and again, we'll see how things go. Right now, things are going pretty well for the Allies. Sure, they lost that, and good movement with the Freakenwerfer coming in on the side flank and neutralizing the mortar carriage. With that being knocked out, Allies are going to be in a bit of a pickle because they don't necessarily have as much anti-infantry, which is right now the biggest issue versus Mad Dog. Is he has a fuck ton of infantry that he can just keep pouring against the American player. The American player is not dead. He's absolutely not, and he's deploying more and more troops. The problem is, can he hold this side, especially with it looks like additional armor from Weeaboo? We shall see. Any case, we have a major assault going on with the British player. I'm assuming he's throwing a fire. Yep. Okay, we have artillery coming down in this sector. Oh my god, Dexter's lost everything, but he's really doubling down the artillery. He's really doubling down. But luckily, our British artillery is coming in to help neutralize that stuff. We have smoke rate operation, so that's pretty damn good. Again, kind of helps troops move on up faster, as we can read here. Infantry will camouflage and cover during the ability and decapture points more quickly. Wow, great artillery just saying fuck you to that artillery piece. So many rockets. So many goddamn rockets. Although maybe some over here would have been better. Anyway, at least they killed it, so I can't denounce them too much. Churchill's still in mid with Jagdpanzer along with some support infantry moving on in. They do have some AT, but this AT gun probably needs some more support. They probably need to fire on the Sturm. Although it doesn't look like the Sturm doesn't really care about the AT gun, more focused on the Churchill. Which I would probably kill the AT gun because the Churchill doesn't have a great gun. The AT gun is probably going to be the biggest hassle we have versus the Jagdpanzer and the Panzer IV. Jackson looks like, though, coming in on the flank, could do actually a lot of damage versus the Firefly if he moves up correctly. Good grenade, damaging a lot of German forces. Zeroing artillery coming down, but good job on the Allies for pulling out of that sector so they don't get hit that much. Once again, Dexter just not having a ton of troops. I'm going to make the assumption he's just going to do all artillery, which would be freaking annoying. We already have 4 artillery pieces in this game, and that's just off 2 players. Let alone if Lucky starts deciding to use artillery. Then that would be a total clusterfuck. But the one nice thing is if they're going so much on artillery, that only works if they have the range. And what I mean by that is if they're firing within range. If the Allies can manage to puncture through and really, go deep, there's really not much stopping them. You have a Jagdpanzer and a Panzer IV. That's it. If the tank destroyers rip through them, which they honestly can, that could really and seriously damage the Germans' chances of winning this game. But like I said, that's just a theory. I'm kidding, no. That's just my opinion, I should say. Probably that would be a better terminology. Now, let's see what the British player is doing. We have Severov again. He has all the Katyushas. Or Sarah, I should say, has all the Katyushas. We do have a Sexton opening fire. A nice idea. Again, use that to maybe counteract the artillery or combat them. We have now a 3rd artillery piece along with a Panzer IV being deployed, and then again this is the OKW one, so it's nice armored skirts, better defense. Meanwhile, we have a small push going on. Once again, Lucky New keeps trying these maneuvers to try to take over this point, just not working out as well as he wants them to. Where's this flak emplacement? Oh, it's up north. Actually, not a bad position. Again, kind of stops them. At least that's one way you're better than the Soviets. Nice mine. Sorry, not mine, demo. Firefly could very well just puncture and break that Panzer IV, so we need to pull on back. Unless supported by infantry with the Panzerfaust, yeah, it's not going to be looking good. Panzer IV realizing there's probably a bit too much armor in that region, probably should pull on back. Armored car could try to target treads. Not threads. What am I saying? Looks like, but again, they have zeroing, so they're going to have to fall back before dying. Churchill moving on in because we know the Jagdpanzer nowhere close. Yeah. Oh no, it got alright, now it's repositioning. Nice shot with the Freakenwerfer. Man, goddamn Allies just using a Freakenwerfer to their advantage. And AT gun, that could really, really disrupt that Jagdpanzer. Now, again, deep strike, as I mentioned, with the Churchill. Very good positioning. Again, can fire perfectly on the Churchill, but very difficult for the Jagdpanzer to get a good shot or clean shot at all. Flak emplacement, though, helping guard some of these emplacements, which is good, keeping them alive. The Jagdpanzer now opening fire. We have some type of artillery strike coming down in that position. IL-2 bomb strike, shot down, but still manages to do its work. Unfortunately, it looks like AT gun is blocking the Churchill, so that is a big concern. But in any case, oh, that Churchill. Run, Churchill, run! Aw, damn it. Well, it was a close one, Churchill. Oh, artillery that was coming down on it. Is that zeroing? Is that zeroing? Oh, sorry, no, it's sector assault. I was like, what? Anyway, artillery is coming down this region. 2 of the artillery guns have been decrewed, which, not a great thing, actually. You know how it's like if you know, it's like the, if anyone's ever seen Hercules and they like cut off the head of one, another one grows. The problem right now is you didn't kill it, you just temporarily immobilized it. And just like Mr. X in Resident Evil, he'll get right back up and really fuck you up. Although good artillery on that guy retreating. And the reason I say this is if these things don't die, if the sexton doesn't kill it, they'll reman it. And while they're waiting, they get additional manpower because in their population count, it says they don't have the unit. So give them a small boost in manpower, which will allow them to reman it and also to reinforce their squad. And since they're gaining more manpower, it's not as big of a cost to reman all that stuff. Sure, they lose veterancy, but it's not as bad as you might think. And that allowing them an extra minute to gain more manpower could allow them to put another artillery piece, which again, my Hydra reference, they just keep growing. Although if I say Hydra, most people are like, most people don't think of the multi-headed monster. Most people now think of Marvel, which again, good for them for making such a clean, awesome reference. Again, just one of those things where it's like, good on you, man. Good on you. Which, also, not to get political here, and I'm about to. It's a very, very divisive political issue, so prepare yourselves. SpongeBob apparently was shafted by Maroon 5 at the Super Bowl, and yeah, I'm literally doing this right after Super Bowl, and yeah, not wrong. He was absolutely shafted. They literally started to play Sweet Victory, and then nothing. They don't even play the song. It's like me, like, what's the best way to describe it? It's like, okay. It's probably like saying, you know, Halo 4 is gonna have like Halo 3 music or like pure Halo music, and like telling someone, hey, check out Halo 4 soundtrack for the amazing Halo 3 section, because Halo 3 is gonna be in it, and you literally get like the 5-second interval in that some of those songs where it sounds like Halo for a brief moment, and then it quickly cuts back to the Halo 4 theme. Very quickly. Wow, good job on the Sextons opening fire. Dexter just getting fucked, losing all of his artillery to the counter-artillery barrages. Again, great counter on this guy's part. Seriously, amazing counter with the artillery offensive. The British just doing a lot of work, neutralizing a lot of this stuff. Again, Churchill moving in, knocking that stuff out. Any case, we look over here, we can see a double assault going on. Mark 99 pushing in and trying to take out these points. Heavy armor with the armored car. Again, not a lot of ATs. This armored car is actually staying alive a lot longer than I thought it would. Katyusha's also providing great covering fire just to help neutralize the bases and whatnot. Again, British artillery calling in to help neutralize this remaining point. Raketwerfer coming in, but armored car can quickly get out of there. Panzerfaust, I'm surprised it was not in your... Yeah, okay, now you fire it. Little early on that. Probably fired it and then, you know, had the Raketwerfer killing it. Firing at it, you probably would have killed it. Also, another way to counter armor. Artillery. Get a fuck ton of armor. Because armor, yeah, it could take a few more shots than infantry compared to artillery. Jackson, you're gonna... Okay, Jackson didn't move. I don't know why he didn't move, but okay. European, you did get a Pershing. I'll give you credit. But you're gonna need a little bit more. Now, luckily, it looks like has more infantry in the area, so that's going to help him hold this point, which is good, because if he takes this, maybe grab Bazooka back. But if he takes that point, the Allies will have all the victory points. So, good for them. If they have all the victory points, they're close to winning. Storm Tiger shot, though, not as much as you might think, only 2 kills. Could have been a lot better. But, any case, Panther moving around. A double AT gun, though, pushing that sucker back. It's still on the line, as you can see here, so the AT guns might be able to fire. They do, and kill it. Good job. Again, you have to get out of that range, and if it's just, I mean, even if it's just barely there, you're still within it. So, one thing you have to watch out for. In any case, really good job on the Allies' part. Really good. I like the armor choices. I like how they're spraying each other out and doing their own thing. We have a British player literally counter-artillerying the Germans. And even though this thing could technically go counter-barrage, it doesn't really matter. Now, it looks like Lucky Noob is yet to go artillery, which is helpful. But I will say that right now, since they're going so much artillery, really, a commando bomb strike on the artillery sector would really help break them up. But yeah, anyway, so the reason I brought up that, like, Maroon 5 thing is like, oh, Greyshot, it could have been that bad. It is literally, like, half, I'm not even joking. Like, the time I'm recording this from when they released it, I think it was at 500,000, it was like, I think it's 12 hours after Super Bowl. It's like 500,000 dislikes. It's some ridiculous number where it was like, people are like, this may have a shot at competing for, like, top 10 worst dislike videos on YouTube. And I'm like, what? Because they didn't include SpongeBob, it's gonna be disliked to high heaven? Good. I was disappointed. I was waiting for sweet victory. But then again, I feel like most people thought the Super Bowl was pretty bad, except for some of the commercials. I like the Microsoft one, the Bud Light one, etc. Churchill moving on in. Small ambush with pencil grenadiers and some other infantry and some stuff, but really they're really have light defenses. Katusha, man, just lighting everything up. American player keeping on the pressure. Once again, Dexter doesn't have much, if anything. And he's not even the low-ranked one on this team. That would be Weeaboo. And Weeaboo, comparatively, I want to say is doing a lot better. Hold on. Yeah, Weeaboo's doing great. He has all of his artillery alive. The new guy is keeping his Arty alive, or at least operational. Dexter's not really anyway. Trying desperately to hold this point. Storm Tiger getting a beautiful shot on that infantry. Again, finally got a nice shot. Good for you. You can, by the way, retreat this and reload. That, like, blew my brother's goddamn mind when he realized that. Churchill, once again, dominating in mid. Good for it. Just, you know, watch out for heavier armor. But, hey, these Churchills could do pretty damn well. Although Arty's coming down on it, so you may want to move. Yeah, sure, it may not kill it immediately. You may want to move it so it doesn't annihilate the squad. Any case, Churchill moving on in. We have a glider being deployed somewhere, and that's the second glider, by the way. Here we got one over here. So where's this one going to come down? And, oh my god, here comes the army of Katyushas. I will say I like how he retreats them all the way back to his base. A lot of people don't do that, and they wonder, hey, Greyshot, why is my artillery dying? It's because you're allowing them to get airstriked within their base. They can. Anyway, good Stuka coming in, doing quite a bit of damage to the guard troops. Slowly pushing them back. Again, a very nice armor selection by the Allies on metaphysics going crazy right there. Churchill pulling on back for heals. We have a recon pass going out from the British, and I'm assuming they're trying to fight a commando bombing strike. This could be big if they line it up just right. And it looks like they are. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and watch this die. Because I feel like that's what people are probably going to want. Now, the first airplane's just a nice little strafe. Alright, that's it. That's all you have to really worry about. Katyusha's now opening fire in this sector. One's down. Here come the commandos. Oh, there's one. That's the second one gone. Third one's decommissioned. One rocket strike and that thing's screwed. The 3-star one of all things is still alive. I don't know how that's possible. Flak emplacement is being placed now. We have another artillery piece. That's the problem, though. They are going artillery pieces. When you figure... Oh, he's saving up for a king. He's absolutely saving up for a king. He won't get it in time at this rate. Or if he does get it in time, it's not going to be that, you know, combat effective. The Germans really need to stop getting artillery and focusing on the armor, because that's how they're losing. And I don't necessarily mean just the Panther, because, again, they have Fireflies, but they need to combat the Ally armor. And sure, a Pak-43 would be great if it wasn't for all the Katyushas, but they could sneak around a Puma, probably. yeah, sneak around a Puma, come through here, and do some extra armor-piercing shells, and you got it. And, or, like, again, you can rush back here and kill it. It's not like artillery is not focusing on these Katyushas. They are just smart and retreat all the way back to base. Priest probably needs a little bit of healing once this is done. Good job on Mad Dog for at least retaking his side. Now the question is, can he hold it? He probably needs an MG or something to help hold this sector. He doesn't have a fortification ability. He's, you know, the only one. But, hey, you know, if he gets it, could help him out a bit. Could definitely help him out. British forces trying to push on in and counteract the Obel Again, fully upgraded, 5-man squads. Yeah, they're going to do quite a bit. Stuka coming down at this location, I believe. Wrong direction. Just not able to do all that much. A little bit toward the armor car. I'll give him that. But really not much. Stuka with 37 kills. Not too shabby. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Dexter deciding, you know what? I'm going to go with this. Another... Oh, wait, no. He's being a Pack 43. I thought it was being another artillery. But not a bad idea. Actually building it a little bit closer. Would have probably been better, but not a bad idea. Trying to hold him back. We have a vehicle moving on in. This time another Churchill just running over the Obel. And yeah, it's screwed. Aw, damn it, it's still alive. I'm actually... No, wait. Kill it. Ah, damn it, so close. Anyway, armor moving on in. Pack 43 has been deployed. Fire! Fire! Alright, Pack 43 can do a lot of damage versus the Churchill. But that being said, it's still gonna... It still takes a number of hits. Now, fortunately, we have a IL-2 bomb strike coming in here. So, say goodbye to it. That's the problem. These allies are really good at just, like, saying no to fortifications. Guard troops on standby, desperately trying to hold on to this location to stop the German counterattack. But it looks like they may have to fall back. We still have a machine gun over here, which could definitely hold them and their advance. Churchill moving on in. Again, having trouble penetrating Panzer armor. Although Pershing may not have that same issue. It's also moving in, almost not kind of in the corner. But like I said, I don't think it's going to do all that much because it's an anti-infantry unit and you have armor. So, you know. Volk Squad on standby. Still, Mad Dog has a lot of forces. Lucky Noob kind of coming back, deploying a King. So, again, good on him for not going artillery spam. I think that kind of would have fucked him, like Dexter and Weeaboo, who both are not doing great. They're both trying to do this Arty tactic and it's not working. I think if one player did artillery, it would have been better, but having literally 2 players focus solely on artillery, I think it was like 4 or 5 artillery pieces at one time, just not helping, especially when the allies are so effectively countering it with the Commando Bomb Strike, the Concentration Barrage, etc. Resource-wise, though, I'll give credit where credit is due. Allies just slightly above the Germans, although really surprised the German player, aka this guy, Weeaboo, has put down caches. You figure he would try to put down caches in a few locations, but he has not done that. I'm actually really curious as to why. Sturm Tiger moving on in. Could be a great shot. There we go. Pin, although you did murder the Verken referred. Pin the Sturm Tiger. Extra armor-piercing rounds opening fire as well. Flares going out. Churchill, though, slowly making its retreats. Just not enough damage. Churchills take and need to be hit by multiple targets in order to kill. So we have a King moving on up. Germans slowly counterattacking all over the place. Allies, though, again, way more of a population, except for European, who's, again, been more... I don't want to say double-teamed, but he's been having a bit of a journey down the southern region, just trying to hold on to this point and try to win. But I'll give credit where credit's due. He's doing pretty well, and I've seen times down here where he's fought 2 players. So he's not like he's not just sitting around, which I've seen a lot of times when people just sit in their armies and not do a damn thing. Almost Saddam running on in, but the rear echelon squads are actually helping to mow them down. Good for him. Ambulance deciding to join the fight. No fucking clue what it's doing. Probably a bad idea. Yeah, rear echelons can only hold on for so long. Then they retreat. I don't know why they retreated. I'm actually curious. They are updated with Obel Saddam. He did update the Obel Saddam with LMGs, but he probably could have mowed down some of the forces over here. We have Fort Zeroing Artillery coming down, then we have some other ability. I'm assuming it's, here we go, so artillery coming down to combat enemy units in the sector. Up there's zeroing, so we might actually see a dead Su-85, which would be helpful. artillery's not opening. Oh, there it goes. I was gonna say not opening fire, but now I think it's following the Su-85. Might want to retreat. Panzerfaust would have been great there. Did not use it. Don't know why. European has 600 munitions. Why? Mad Dog necessarily doesn't have that. And this guy could constantly be deploying recon. That's what a lot of people use smoke bombs for. Anyway, British player heads south trying to help the American player reinforce the sector. Not a bad idea. Cut the Germans off from their fuel because right now they're actually winning. Although, to be fair, they're not using it. And this guy apparently is building a lot of goddamn flak emplacements for some strange reason. Hate to break it to you, these things are good. They're not amazing. They're not going to hold back a Churchill or something like major armor, or hold back an AT gun from murdering it. You need actual infantry to do something about it. Meanwhile, Churchill trying desperately, ever so desperately, to hold on to this point. And it looks like the rocket strike from the double Firefly managed to push back the King. Now the question is, can they finish it off? And actually, if they continue to chase, they might be able to hit the Firefly, not the Firefly, the Stuka, because it literally just fired. Unfortunately, it looks like their infantry support got knocked out, or at least some of it did. Verkenwerfer's moving on in to counteract the Fireflies. Good plan, good plan. We have more artillery being opened up here, as we can see, with the 3 artillery pieces, and at least the 3-star one got decrewed, so that's good. But again, big effort. Or credit where credit's due. I have to give it up to the Sextons for really just overwhelming and just hoping to knock out this guy. So really good job. Just good job in that regard. But we have a big wow, Churchill assault. That's amazing. Churchill slowly pushing on in. Storm Tiger getting up. Great shot of that mortar carriage. Again, 12 kills. Doing pretty damn well. Also, I had no idea about this until someone pointed out. And I'm like, oh my god, you're right. So my goal soon is to not for the channel, but hopefully get a certain individual to play Until Dawn. So I did a little research on it. Robbie Malik, or I want to say that hopefully I'm getting this name from Bohemian Rhapsody and Mr. Robot, is in Until Dawn, and I'm like, oh my god, that actually makes total sense. Why that guy would be in it, because he's like perfect. And it's like one of those things where it's like you saw the actor and it's like, oh okay, and then you actually see him, like, holy shit, this game literally got a Academy Award winning, I think it's the Academies, and then the Oscars are coming up, so hopefully I'm getting that right, hopefully. But yeah, he won Best Actor, which good on him. Bohemian, that movie was great. Anyway, Churchill's just moving on through, just literally steamrolling everything in their path, decrewing all this shit, and annihilating the Stuka. There's nothing stopping them, and Firefly is just coming in to close the pocket, but there's nothing to close. This Sturm thinks, I'll fight, guys, I'll survive. Again, Vet 1, these things get, as we can see here, some arms fire. So they literally have guys shooting out the fucking holes. You can see them right now, opening fire. They just literally annihilated that poor Sturm squad. And yeah, he did zeroing, but they're just going to move out of the way. There's no point to this at all. I don't understand why they did that. But in any case, Churchill's just clean sweeped half the map. Tiger tank with double Verkenwerfer. Pretty fucking pissed, and I would be too if that happened to me. Verkenwerfer's pushing like the Firefly, so there goes the AT component. One of them's actually crippled, although the other one can still fire, although the King might actually kill this sucker. We shall see. Nope, not able to fire. Gonna fire and sit on the commandos. Churchill's decide, fuck it. You know, it's fine. It's fine. We'll let our ally take care of it. We'll go up north and just clear all the caches. Fun fact, there is none. Mad Dog's pushing back down south. 5-star Jagdpanzer. Really, really awesome to see that. So at least we know Mad Dog's pretty damn good. Again, we see the veteran see on Lucky Noob. He's pretty good with some 5-star and 4-star units. So again, give credit where credit's due. Once again, the problem is the other two guys who really have no army. So just great job. Sarah, yeah, unfortunately Europeans not doing great. But the very guy Mark just have full army. So good on them. Funnel grenade going out. There goes a lot more troops in mid. And again, what the allies are doing right now is they're trying to hold on to the stars very desperately, and stop the Germans from capturing it so that we can win the game. Because the Germans only have 15 points remaining. So this game could be over very soon if they do that. Anyway, Churchill's decide, you know, there's really nothing up north for us to really handle. Let's come back down south. Anyway, we have additional Churchill being made by him. Now all Royal Engineers, which I get why. Just have them on repair duty. Troops moving on into capture it. Good white phosphorus, by the way, on that position. Really just help push back the Germans in the sector and help them just capture the point. Oh my god, the Churchills. Oh my fuck. So many goddamn Churchills. I feel like there's one guy right now who's like freaking out because, oh my god, there are 5 Churchills. Like, he has the Churchill fetish, and that's just being achieved by this. It's like games where I have just like the Sherman spam or T-34 spam. There's one guy in the audience going crazy. I'm like, finally, my tank, it's being used in mass. Anyway, the Churchill just literally moving on up and just wrecking shop. It's like, if you look to our right, you'll see a bunch of Germans trying to murder us. Fun fact, though, their weapons are ineffective. And watch as we use our amazing main cannons to just light them up, along with having our low peepholes open fire and shoot them right in the eyes. It's great. Join the British. Any case, Sturm Tiger backing up because realizing I can't shoot. Anyway, nice job with the Germans at least taking back that point. King Tiger trying to push him, but the Su-85s are pushing them back. Once again, Churchills really don't give a fuck. They're just moving on in. Jagdpanzer doing what it can. Did kill one of them, and it did use the extra penetrating armor-piercing rounds, but like I said, it's just not that much. Now, we do have a bunch of mines over here, which can help stop them. It looks like, again, the mine did help stop that one. So if the Jagdpanzer keeps on firing, it may be able to knock that Churchill out. Looks like it just did. If he can, yep, mines are going off. He's literally mining the Churchills and picking them off one by one. This is incredible. He's barely alive. He can't really keep on fighting. And don't get me wrong, I was going to say Su-85s, they killed the King Tiger, and they sweeped everything up here. But this Jagdpanzer is giving it hell. He's trying to kill this one to decrew its maiden gun, I assume. Bounce! One last shot. Oh my god! No! Oh my god. One final shot and that Churchill would have died, and then this one would have been fucked. Holy crap, he is so lucky the main gun didn't go down either. That could have been it. But that was Mad Dog's main offense. That was the last thing Mad Dog had. Why is he getting a Panzer IV? I don't know. But oh my god, that literally, Mad Dog could have killed the entire Churchill force, because I think he killed 2 of them with that Jagdpanzer, and then the other 2. Oh my god, that would have been great. But oh, did the Persson die from the American player? Yeah, it did. Wow, the American player got pretty much fucked. But good job on the other guys for retaking mid, using Fireflies and Tank Destroyers and Churchills, and just really just holding its own. Probably the weakest link out of like the 2 on the right would probably be Sarah. This person did get a ton of artillery, but that being said, even though he got a ton of artillery and neutralized, the infantry and armor game were not as great. He did kill a king, but he did lose quite a bit of his units and whatnot. But overall, he still did pretty damn well, as we can see by his fuel reserves. At least he didn't lose too much armor. European, like I said, got pretty much wrecked. Vega, similar thing, but that being said, he chose to get wrecked because he wanted to chase things down. Mark did pretty well. A lot of variancy, a lot of good units. Again, just overall pretty damn good. Mad Dog was probably the best German player. It's funny because he didn't go artillery. But yeah, he had some really good plays and a good extra punch with the armor piercing. Lucky Noob, really good job with veterancy and getting a king, but even with that, wasn't enough. And good job for not really focusing on artillery too much. I feel like Dexter and Weeaboo went too much in the artillery game. And if they would have gotten armor, because really the other 2 guys were the ones that had armor. If they would actually had some serious armor to like a Panther or something like that, or maybe one of them went a Tiger, they probably could have held the line. But alas, this is where we're at, and that's game. Let's look at damage real quick. We see here 69,000 damage from Mad Dog. I was right at my assumption. The Lucky Noob more kills. These 2 ton of losses. Not even close on damage. Flip side, the allies mark out most damage, although kills wise goes to a Vega. So very nice job. And actually good KDs over round, although European not so much. But everyone else, even the Soviet player got positive. So good on you, Sarah. A Vega and Mark for getting positive KDs. But in case that is game, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe. This has been Greyshot 17. I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ace, Joe Foley, Joey G, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, Manuel Marcadeli, Milam, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Pyroshark, Rifle, Sebastian Marzalik, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, Toussaint, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Liu, Nathan, Angus, and Tim. Thank you again for your incredible support. You all rocked. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.